Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, we'll be solving a question regarding functions. Let's look at the question. Okay, so write a function to calculate the perimeter and area. So instead of a function, it's better to create right functions to calculate area and perimeter of a square respectively. So let me add respectively. And the side is an input from the user. Cool. So let's go ahead and uh, initially define the functions. Let's actually define area and pass it. Let's actually define perimeter too and pass it. Now let's take an input side from the user. So side variable would be an integer input from the user. Side is being inputted. Now what we need to do is we need to calculate the area and the perimeter. So for that, we first of all we will print the area of the square with given side, and we will format it with the f string. Let's use an f string here, and we'll format it using side is and area, and let's define this, declare this area as well. So area will be the result of area function, and perimeter would be the result of perimeter function. Cool. Now similarly we will do the same for perimeter. So let's remove this as, replace that per, and let's replace area as the perimeter. Cool. Now one thing that's remaining is we need to pass the side as the argument to both the functions, and we need to also mention it here as well. One thing to note is that whatever arguments you pass here, variable name says side, it's not necessary that you need to put the same variable name here. I can also put a single value, say s, and I can here also I'll just, instead I will put at side itself. Cool. Just to show you that the variables that you can pass inside the arguments not necessarily be the same. Now we will define the area function. Now area of a square is nothing but side multiplied by the side itself. So side into side will give you the result. So we can define the function as return s into s. So if you are more of a person who really like to explain your code, you can rather do that like result equals to s into s, and then instead of directly writing return s into s, you can pass result. But I just gave you the shortcut. You can directly do any operation, just do s into s and pass it as a result, and return it. So in the perimeter, let's directly return, and we know that the perimeter of square is 4 into the side. So let's actually run it and see the output. Enter the input. So the side, let's enter as 4. Okay, so the area of the square with side 4 is 4 into 4, 4 into 4, and we got the result as 16. And the perimeter is also 16. Let's actually input a different value. So enter input side as 3. Now we can find the area of the square with the side 3 is 9. That's because area is 3 into 3, and result that we got here was returned, and area got the returned value, and we passed that area inside the f string. Similarly, the perimeter passed the side and it returned 4 into side, and the per variable got the return value from the perimeter, and we fed it to the f string. So that was the simple and easiest explanation to the functions. So alright guys, so this ends the basic Python tutorial. Now we will be starting off with the intermediate Python tutorial very soon. Alright guys, see you in the next lecture.